Hello, LCS parents. My name is Jason Crawford, if we haven't met yet. And any moment now, we could be getting the finalized list of candidates who have put in their names to run for the board of Lansing Christian. And over the next 2 weeks or so, we as parents are going to have the opportunity to choose what 3 people are joining the LCS board. Now, there are a couple of things that I just want you to know about each one of these candidates who have put their name in and filled out the applications to be willing to serve as a member of the board. The first thing I want you to know is that each one of these individuals loves Jesus, and they love LCS, and they love your kids and mine. I know that we are in a season right now of high tension at Lansing Christian with a ton of uncertainty over what's happening, and there is nothing worse than feeling like you have unanswered questions and you're not getting to the clarity that you want. And what that does to any of us is it moves us to a place of fear. And when I look around at this community that I love so much, I recognize that fear often moves us to a place where we need to protect, and then ultimately where we need to control. And a culture that begins to shift into a culture of fear and control does not lead somewhere that builds the kind of culture that Lansing Christian has been in the past. And I say that from my years and experiences as a student and a graduate of LCS, and watching my own children grow up through each one of the grades at LCS and graduate from LCS. And those of my kids who are still in the school. Lansing Christian has been a school built on relationships that led to a level of trust. Now, those relationships were built on our shared love for Jesus. The school, the parents, the families at LCS, these are families who have made enormous sacrifices to have their kids in an environment where we have a shared love for Jesus and want to see that truth of who he is and how he transforms our lives lived out in the classroom and in the relationships that our kids are going to have with their teachers. And I see that happening at Lansing Christian, and I have loved and celebrated the experience that our family has had at LCS. I recognize that this is a moment where the world invites us to say there is a need for more fear and there is a need for more control. And my invitation to each one of us would be to choose another path, to recognize that out of relationships, we can have conversations that build trust and restore the kind of culture that we want to have within this school. For me personally, my relationships with teachers across all the grades that our family has journeyed through and all the decades of faithfulness that these teachers and this community within the school have lived out, those experiences have built a trust for me that may be different for you. But for me, our teaching team and the people who serve Lansing Christian every day, they have earned my trust over their faithfulness of many, many years, and in some cases, decades. And I see how they stand on the shoulders of faithful people who served this school in the decades before when I was there and others before me. Now, for you, you may be new. You may have had a different experience. And the invitation I would give to you as we seek to pursue a school that operates out of relationship and trust is that if you are feeling like there is someone that you cannot trust or that is bringing something that you fear into the equation of our community, the number one invitation I would give anyone is to pick up the phone, send them a text, ask them if they would talk, and ask them questions, real questions seeking to understand what they believe and how they see Lansing Christian and what role they feel they play. And I think if you and I all do that, we have an opportunity to not only recognize that we are not as far apart as we sometimes believe, but that we also have an opportunity for Lansing Christian to come out stronger from this tension that we are in right now and build the kind of school that you want for your children and that I want for mine. And at the end of the day, for me, with kids who will be finished in this school in just a couple more years, like my love for Lansing Christian is baked deeply in my hope that this is the school that my future grandchildren will go to, and I hope you feel the same way. Thank you. We are all praying for Lansing Christian and for one another. We can get through this together. Thanks.